Okay, here's the gazebo kit from Costco. I've opened it all up, laid out all the wood, not in really any kind of order, but here we have the big 4 posts. We have other wood mainly for the roof, but there's also some wood for the beams that will run across the posts. Many bags of hardware, all kinds of different sizes of screws and brackets, and then in that box leaning against the wall there is the aluminum sheathing for the roof. So I've been reading through the directions, and I think we'll get started on this today. And the first step is actually step 2. It's the post assembly. So basically they have you looking at the bottom of the post and assembling some hardware to anchor it to the ground, metal brackets, and then basically some wood trim around the base. So let's get started there. Okay, well, I've built 3 of the posts now. I have one more to build, and I thought I'd just slow down in case anyone would want to see exactly what goes into it. But you can see here is a finished one with the brackets for anchoring to the ground, and also the trim pieces. So here's one of the 3, and here's 2 of the other 3. Now we'll focus on the 4th one here. So you can see that this beam is actually made up of 4 pieces of wood. The end dimensions are 6 by 9, so you can see because it is 4 pieces, it is hollow pretty much all the way through. They do cap it on the other end, but actually I'm still very impressed with the quality. I would typically be pretty upset if I thought this was built cheaply or kind of falling apart or brittle, but this wood is very heavy. It's cedar, it's built well, and it looks like it'll last. It's also pre-stained, so we'll see how that goes. See how it holds up with the sun. I can always stain it again myself. Okay, here's the hardware for the base. You'll see there's a number of different size screws, and actually look at the screw. It looks like it doesn't have any teeth on it. It's kind of funky, so I'll have to look at that. But here are the wood trim pieces. We have to use some bolts, so I'll use my ratchet here. Use my impact driver to put some of those screws in place. Here's the metal brackets. That's for anchoring into the ground. And we have these. I'll start by putting in these little anchors that will receive the bolts. So pound those in, 2 on each side. Okay, now we'll install the metal brackets. There'll be 2 of these. We have these bolts with the washers that will run through the inside of each and into the metal anchor that we installed on the outside. Okay, now they have you installing 4 longer screws through the bottom of the metal plates into the base of the posts. So we'll install all 4 of those and move on to the next task. Okay, now we will screw in the last 4 screws. These are shorter. These are actually a little bit difficult because you need to kind of go from the inside of the post, and there's not really a lot of room for the head of the drill. But you go in at an angle and everything works out fine. And then after this, you finally then tighten the black hex bolts that were put in a couple steps earlier. And then we're on to the trim. Okay, the last step of completing these posts are adding the 4 trim pieces to the bottom of the post, and you can see I'm doing that there. There are 4 different trim pieces, 2 longer ones, 2 shorter ones for the short sides. Each piece of trim has 4 pre-drilled holes in it, and so it's very obvious where you put the screws. And in the end, it actually looks nice. The trim is actually routed on the top, and it looks nice. Thanks for watching.